Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to On Texas Football. Welcome back to our Friday live stream, a football Friday. We always make it a football Friday here at On Texas Football. I'm lifetime Longhorn Rod Babers. Pleased to be joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, also a lifetime Longhorn Bobby Burton, and the estimable Jerry Hamilton, the man himself. We got a lot to get into on the show, but of course, you are the most important part of the show. It's a show that belongs to the peoples, of the people, for the people, by the people. So hit us up with your questions, comments. We'll try to address as many of them as we can. Super chats always jump to the front of the line, and you can interrupt the show at any time. Good afternoon to each and every one of you. We appreciate all you guys for joining us. Coaching Carousel. We talked about how it's been historically unprecedented to have, this much activity in the coaching carousel. Another one. All right, guys, we'll dive into that. We'll also talk about Texas. Texas has an open vacancy in the coaching coaching ranks at the running back position. So we'll talk about that as well and get into it. We got a couple of updates there, so we'll dive into that too. All right, let's start, guys, with the big news nationally. And I think it'll kind of obviously dwindle down to us and what we got to do here locally and what we're talking about, because it's also coaching decisions for Sark. But Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham, who is, he's a staple. He's one of the few, I call them dinosaurs, guys who've been there forever. He's announced that he's stepping down. And I know they had, a plan in place for whatever this would happen, but it's happening right now. It's yes, the immediacy of it. So another coaching vacancy now that I'm sure will have a ripple effect all across college football. All right, starting up, guys, what are your thoughts? Another coaching vacancy, and this is a program that's obviously produced some really good coaches and has now been built really well over a decade plus by Kyle Whittingham, Urban Meyer before that. What are your thoughts about this one?
We lost a coach with really good hair today. Is the
Let me look at that. Oh yeah, that is nice. Yes,
hey,
yes.
You see that Twitter, the Twitter thing that Matt has brought up, and that carousel graphic that keeps spinning? That's the coaching carousel, and it just keeps on going. Kyle Whittingham, after 21 years as head coach at Utah, really after Urban Meyer, he followed Urban Meyer there. But what he did was give Utah a sustainable run as an elite program, or as a top 15 program, right, guys? They weren't really a top 5 program, but you could count on them and be in that 15 to 20 range almost every year he was there. Tremendous coach, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He says he's going to coach the bowl game and then give way. Morgan Scalley, their defensive coordinator, has been the head coach in waiting. We have not heard from Utah if they're going to honor that or not. That's a different story, but this is big. On top of what happened up in Ann Arbor or near Ann Arbor today with Sharon Moore being arraigned and charged with a felony count of was it breaking and entering, or
I think he had 3 of them.
He had 3 different charges. Like 2 of them were misdemeanors. One of them was a felony, punishable by up to 6 years in prison. How'd you like to go from head coach at the University of Michigan at 8 a.m. on Wednesday to facing 6 years in prison by Friday morning?
Different type of show cause.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But they're both part of this coaching carousel that keeps spinning, right? We thought it was done when Matt Campbell took the Penn State job. Now some people are saying, will Matt Campbell take the Michigan job?
Oh, that would be such a cool – not cool. I'm sorry. It would be gangster. Gangster. That'd be such a gangster move. It would be cool. You're right. They got the agreements. But considering everybody feels like he has been kind of waiting out one of those types of jobs, like a Michigan job, and then it came open, days later after he finally agreed to leave Iowa State? Remember, that guy passed up on the chance to be the Detroit Lions head coach.
I know.
And so to me, that's pretty wild.
Hey, there's Stuart Mandel. I'm glad.
Whoa. That's huge. Jerry, read it. Read it if you would.
Whittingham is not retiring, could seek other coaching opportunities, a source tells The Athletic. Who's Michigan hiring?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, so is this one of them things where he's leaving, or they tried to they basically mute, like basically somebody tried to force him out, and then now he's like, "Oh, y'all want to force me out?"
I don't think so. I think he's trying to make sure Morgan Scalley gets the job.
Okay.
He's the head coach in waiting, but it's interesting, Stuart Mandel, if that's true. What jobs are open?
Is it Washington State? I don't think he's going to Washington State.
Oh, that's a step down for you, man. I don't know. That is wild. Oh, that's why
Michigan.
That's crazy.
There's a thought he could get a look at Texas at one time. I think it was it was either Charlie Strong or before they went right immediately to Tom Herman.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Ooh, that is nuts.
I mean, it's not like he's going to the NFL to be a head coach, so it's like
you wouldn't think.
No.
But I would say it's one of those things where some coaches, they don't necessarily want to retire, but maybe there wants to be a change somehow. Like I wonder. I just wonder what the details are.
Well, there's one part of this too. We're just thinking head coach. What if he's done with head coach and may just go be a DC somewhere?
Man, you blowing my mind, Jerry, with your conspiracy. Jerry loves the grassy knoll. Jerry's a grassy knoll.
There's only one job open. There's only one job open.
My mind is blown and Jerry throws this stuff out there like that. Come on.
Maybe he's waiting for DeBoer to take Michigan so Whittingham could go take Alabama.
Wow.
There we go. There's another one.
Now you got Bobby on it with you.
Throw them all out there.
Bobby's
this is coaching on.
Hey, I mean, look, maybe he doesn't want to be a head coach anymore. You never know.
This is blowing.
I don't think that's the case, Jerry.
Okay, before we get
deeper, you never know with these guys anymore. Look,
I agree with that. It's crazy. This is the wildest coaching carousel ever. Before we get deeper down the rabbit hole here, can we thank our lead sponsor for today's program? I'm sure they don't like the conspiracy theories we're throwing out there, or maybe they do. Thank our friends over at Garage Beer. Thank you.
They can get a little weirder if we imbibe too much of this on air. Garage Beer, light and lime with 95 calories, 3 grams of carbs, and only 4% ABV. It is beer-flavored beer. This is beer the way it should be. Cold, crisp, easy to go down. That's Garage Beer, no gimmicks. Garage Beer Light, Garage Beer Lime with 95 calories. Again, 3 carbs and only 4% ABV. It is beer-flavored beer. Thank you every Friday for sponsoring our Friday afternoon live stream, getting us through the happy hour into the weekend with Garage Beer.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks, Bobby. Thanks to our friends over at Garage Beer. Can I just say that this is basically the coaches portal? It is.
It is.
And I'll say this: people have talked about what the crisis that college sports is in, but college football specifically, because that's the big one. The Mayo theory. Hey, that's good because Jerry's got one for everything.
I wouldn't have brought it up if coaches hadn't done it recently.
No, I was just saying some of Jerry's conspiracy theories I like, but can I just throw this out there that we talk about? Coaches who, moving around and the coaching carousel being crazier than ever, transfer portal and rev share and the really being no guardrails and being a wild, wild west. Do you know that the viewership for college football has increased for the 3rd straight year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I read that today too. Yeah.
Look, it's about to hit a record high. This is my theory on America. We do like drama and headlines that can bleed over from the sports page to the front page. And I will say that college football is getting a lot more of those virally in a viral world. The NFL is great at those, just kind of producing headlines. That's why Jerry Jones is the man, right? Your team sucks, but who do we talk about all the time? Because Jerry Jones knows, let's create a headline. Like, he understands that it is a TV show. You gotta give the people some plot twists, throw it out there. There have been more plot twists in college football than ever before, but just because of how random all this rev share and NIL, how new it is, right? The novelty of it. I think the public is a bit titillated by it. I think the product is good too. I mean, but there's some things wrong with the product. But we in the bubble complain about it, but watching it nationally, people are more addicted to college football than ever before. Football, period, actually, but college football too.
Well, it's that we have a real playoff and we're about to get a bigger one. I think it's pretty simple because, look, when there was a 4-team playoff college football fans outside of Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, a couple others didn't think they had a chance at anything. Now people actually, whether they think they have a chance at a national championship, probably Boise State didn't think they were going to win a national championship, but they had a seat at the table.
Yep.
And if you have a lot of teams that believe they have a seat at the table now, people are going to stay locked in more because it does matter. That's why the NCAA basketball tournament is March Madness, and it is what it is from a betting perspective every year. Everybody believes they could be the Cinderella. And so people have a seat at the table now. And it's going to – I mean, JMU fans care now.
Yep.
They had no reason to care before.
That's exactly right. Yep.
I mean, that's where we're at. And when you had 4 teams, there's about 6 teams that really felt like they had a chance. And everybody else is we don't have a chance. No, we have no chance to get in the 14 playoff. What are we even doing here?
Yep. I totally agree with Jerry. And we assume that it's like, hey, let Texas in because Texas is a rating monster, which it is. But Texas fans going to watch no matter what. Y'all going to watch that damn citrus Cheez-It Bowl, even though Michigan is dog water right now. And it's a scandal. We going to watch it because that's Texas football, baby. We're a family. We're going to watch that, all right? And they know they got us. Like Jerry said, they trying to expand it. They trying to expand the viewership. And they know if they're like, hey, let's let some G5 teams in. Hey, let G5 teams in. Hey, man, let's watch all of this college football. I think that's what they're about because that's what the NFL is about. The NFL has built that whole entire infrastructure on parity. They want everybody to be 500 because they know the deeper everybody's into the season, you still got a chance for the playoffs. You're going to watch. And you're going to watch. You'll keep watching until mathematically your team is out of it. That's why they build everything on being 500. The college football doesn't have that infrastructure, but I do think that's a part of what the committee's thinking about. It's like, nah, let's let them in. Let's let them in. Let's be inclusive. Trust me, man. It will get more ratings for it over in the long term. Macro, we're thinking about the sport. Just random topic. Sorry.
Rod, you talked about the initial discussion there was about how we hear of all these things, the mass exodus and the coaching carousel or turnover, issues with NIL and the portal. There are more newsworthy things going on right now in college football than ever before, maybe, because there's so much turmoil and change. And, you know, there's an old saying in local TV, nightly TV, and having grown up in Houston, if it bleeds, it leads. And college football is bleeding right now. I mean, that's reality.
I mean,
You know, there's coaching change at Penn State, at Florida, at LSU. I mean, you got an LSU coach that comes to Ole Miss and leaves his team in the college football playoffs.
Yep.
Then you've got this stuff going on behind the scenes, like how much are players getting paid? I mean, all of that stuff. It does make it, I guess, more interesting or more headline grabbing. I could personally deal with some more stability. And frankly, Kyle Whittingham leaving Utah, where he's been 21 years, is not more stability.
No.
That's like the antithesis of it. And the guy, hey, by the way, talk about an institution. The guy has been at Utah for 31 years.
This is amazing. Can you bring the background here, Bobby? Because you was talking about it pre-show. This is amazing.
31 years at the same place. I mean, he is a coaching unicorn. That was the term you used, Rod, at the outset. And the places he's been, BYU, Idaho State, Utah, and like Southern Idaho or something. What was it?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Look at this.
I mean, he has it. Was that like 150 square miles? Radius?
He stayed in his recruiting territory.
Yeah, you think for 40 years since 1985.
That's amazing. Oh, where is he born?
I think he had really good hair, Jerry, back in 85.
Can you go up, Matthew, and tell me where he was born originally? Like California?
San Luis Obispo, yeah.
He played at BYU. Yeah, San Luis Obispo.
So there you go. Once he played at BYU.
Well, that explains the hair. Yeah.
He loved it. Man, that's amazing. That is, I did not.
It really is, because you just don't see that anymore.
Nope.
I mean, ever.
No.
He's a good coach, man.
He's a tremendous
Stuart Mandel's comment is very interesting, because that's going to put him high on the list of if you're looking for a late coach, late in the game that's got some skins on the wall. I could see him being a good candidate at Michigan. I could see him being a good candidate anywhere they value defense.
But does this work against him as a head coach? He's never been outside of Utah. Really. Like he's been in Utah, Pacific Northwest, Utah. I just wonder, like, man, does that work against you a little bit? Like that's
he didn't take a call from Texas one time.
Yeah, I see why.
I mean, to your point. So he's changing his mind. I don't know. Maybe Salt Lake City's going to try to get a pro team. I don't know.
How old is he now? How old is Coach?
I think he's 66.
Man, imagine changing your stripes at that age, deciding, you know what, I've never really left this area of the country, but 66, hell yeah, let's do it. I'm going across the country. Let's go. I'm ready for it.
By the way, I know we need to move on to running back coach and some things. BYU, Texas Tech, Arizona State, Virginia, Boise State, James Madison, Tulane, North Texas, Utah, and Ole Miss. Their fan base has had a reason to care the last 2 years for the first time in college football. That's why we're at where we're at.
Yeah. Wow. I don't disagree with that at all. Okay. I know we got some things to hit, so let's move on. Speaking of the coaching carousel, the Longhorns have a vacancy on their coaching staff as well. Bobby, can you tell us the latest on the vacancy here at Texas?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we've been mentioning for almost a week now since Chad Scott got let go that we had heard two primary names as possibilities. Jabbar Jalouk, the former Florida running backs coach, and Frank Wilson, the interim head coach at LSU. Come to find out, Jalouk has interviewed with Texas, according to published reports. We've heard that a deal could get done soon, but is Steve Sarkisian going to wait to see what happens with Frank Wilson? If he hires Jalouk, I think it has to be quickly because Jalouk is being courted by other teams, including Kentucky, who's thought to have an offer out to him as running backs coach there. Now, Jalouk and Wilson both have a tremendous recruiting background in New Orleans, in particular New Orleans all the way across I-10 to Houston for Jalouk. And they brought in guys like Jaden Baugh is one of Jalouk's big-time recruits that he's had. We'll see what happens. Jalouk, I think, is a hotter name right now because Frank Wilson is still the interim coach trying to coach LSU in a bowl game. So if this move happens in the next, 4 to 48 hours, I think it's going to be Jabbar Jalouk. If it lasts until after the bowl game season, I think then you start looking at Frank Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah. And we do believe that the timeline is nigh for Jabbar Jalouk. And that's part of the why some things may be crystallizing as soon as today.
Is it because his name is coming up in other vacancies?
Yeah.
I mean, Sark is going to have to decide who he wants because you can't ask an assistant coach, even if you're going to pay him, a great amount of money, if a guy that's just been let go as a running back coach at Florida gets a job opportunity at an SEC school like Kentucky, he needs to go ahead and take that job if he's not going to get to Texas when that job's not going to stay open for him forever.
Agreed.
Yeah, there's some pressure there. And look, Lane Kiffin's still under some pressure to hire Frank Wilson at LSU.
Yes.
There's pressure that comes with that one as well.
Just because of his roots, right? And how strong Frank Wilson's roots are.
He is the favorite guy of LSU and LSU fans. I mean, his recruiting in the state of Louisiana is unmatched. The only guy that ever cracked him was Nick Saban, period. Period.
Yeah. So whoever you bring in, if not him, will be heavily scrutinized and picked apart pretty much. I know that because Texas fans will do that as well if they don't necessarily like the hire or they thought somebody else was more fitting at that position. All right. Before we get to, I know Jerry, you have an update too. We'll get to it. I know we got some super chats that are lining up as well. Let me thank one of our other sponsors. We appreciate it. Actually, I'm wearing some 40 Acres apparel right now, as I always do on any Texas game day, but Fridays we treat like game days around here. Thanks to our friends over at 40 Acres Apparel and also our friends over at the University of Texas Co-op, and we thank them for sponsoring and supporting On Texas Football. University of Texas Co-op is nonprofit and has been serving the Longhorn community since 1896. Every penny of profit directly benefits course material scholarships. In fact, over 7,000 students received free course material scholarships in the 23-24 academic year. Also, 40 Acres Apparel was born in DKR, designed and built exclusively for the University of Texas and Longhorn Nation. Go down to University of Texas Co-op or universityoftexascoop.com, and you'll get geared up with our friends over at 40 Acres Apparel. Great designs, fashionable, high quality, SPF 50, moisture wicking. It's an incredible product. I've been wearing it for a long time. It is my go-to game day gear. It looks great, feels even better. 40 Acres also a proud sponsor of the course material scholarships for the University of Texas as well. All right. Thank you to our friends at 40 Acres Apparel and the University of Texas Co-op. I see the super chats here. We'll get to those. Jerry, you have an update for the people's topic you wanted to discuss as well.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking about Trevor Goosby. I think, look, and I think things can always change, but I think right now we're over 50-50, at least 50-50 that he returns for one more season. Now, there's still some meetings. There's initial meetings this week with Torrey Becton, Kyle Flood, whatnot, brief conversation with Coach Sarkisian. I think there will be more conversation next week. Obviously, Sark was in Vegas around, some of the AD, the meetings over there this week. I think there'll be more meetings next week. And obviously it's known that anywhere from middle first to second could be a draft stock possibility for him. I think a big thing if Goosby doesn't announce at some point that he's coming back here is that, I think there's an understanding of with his family and him is that long-term NFL career there is kind of the goal. And look, if things change, they could. But I think right now there's a slight lean to coming back for one more year. We'll see if that's announced or how long that takes for a decision to be made.
That's great news. I mean, that would be, honestly, for me, that's probably the best news you could possibly get. Hey, what's up, Marcus? Good to see you, bro.
What's happening?
He's in his Lamborghini SUV, man. Thanks for joining.
The thing. I've always wanted to be able to, act like I'm Jerry and I'm reporting, live somewhere. I've seen T. Hills do spots from his car. I think I've seen Coach Schaefer came on. He did a spot from his car. So I figure I was due.
It's beautiful. I love it. A man on the move. I like that. All right. I believe Jerry actually is jumping out too.
Yeah, gotta go. You guys have a good weekend.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks for that update on Goosby, Jerry. Appreciate it.
Nice, beautiful. See, that's how I love it. Jerry leaves on a high note. Going to drop that nice little nugget off for you, leave you on a positive note for the weekend that there's a really good chance, or a good chance, I should say, not really good chance that Trevor Goosby, when he makes his decision, that he may decide to come back to Texas. Marcus, we appreciate you joining us too. How do you feel about that news? I don't know if you jumped on in the middle of it or caught it, but that's what the little nugget that Jerry dropped, that reports are that at least right now, if you're looking at it from a 50-50 standpoint, a little more than a 50-50 chance that he comes back.
I think Marcus going in and out right now,
Okay.
Rod. I'm with you. I just think it matters.
It does.
I mean, look, they went through a transition year this year. If you get your two tackles back for next year, you can start planning the season. I mean, you can kind of figure it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if Connor Robertson decides to come back and Texas thinks he's the answer at center? Then you get 3 of 5.
Yeah.
As opposed to if Connor Robertson ends up leaving and Trevor Goosby leaves, you're right back to where you started.
Yeah.
With just one starter returning. Now, granted, I think they're going to be much more aggressive in the portal than they've been at offensive line in Kyle Flood's tenure at Texas. So it's not as big a jump mentally for me to think about that. But I think that you get 2 or 3 back, all of a sudden your mind shifts a little bit about what the offensive line looks like and can be in 2026.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Because I feel like what's being asked of Texas right now in terms of overhauling and addressing the offensive line and transfer portal, it's bordering on being unrealistic if you lose Goosby.
Yes.
Right. Then you're talking about doing something. I would love to kind of go. I do some research and track how many teams in one offseason has been able to rebuild their offensive line successfully to that extent, getting 3 starters or whatever it takes in the on the offensive line in the transfer portal in an offseason. You bring Goosby back, like you said, then you got your tackles. Then you're just rebuilding the interior of the offensive line. And Connor Robertson, if you bring him back, best case scenario, then you're looking at a much more realistic project, in the off season, because to me, considering what's available to you, it'd be different. You're looking at, hey, what do I need on the offensive line? You can look at that, but then you got to also look at what's available to you in the transfer portal. And if Texas has too many needs on the offensive line, I feel like there won't be enough available resources in the transfer portal to fill all those needs. Interior, I think you do that. You got to fill the interior and the left tackle position, the foundation of your offensive line too, or try to move Baker over there. That's asking a lot in my opinion. And so I think the Trevor Goosby news would be fantastic. Like that would talk about starting your off season out on the right note. That would be great. Marcus, sorry.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts? Sorry, I didn't know how much you caught up.
You're fine. I caught you, and I agree with you, Rod. I think you the best case scenario is that Goosby comes back. You have a proven commodity there, and then you're able to fill some of your other needs. Obviously, if he were to make a decision that he and his family felt were in his best interest to go pro early, then that would leave you in a bit of a lurch. We talked a little bit about this last night, Rod, too. With all the movement that's been going on, there's the quick tendency to look at another team's roster and say, well, hey, what about this guy? And I know people were pointing towards the O lineman from Michigan who is from Austin and went to Vandergrift High School. Kid like that, he's a legacy. He's not leaving. More than likely, like he's probably going to stay put. So you can't just bank on because something has happened somewhere else, you're automatically going to get a guy. And I also think it's just fair to point out, for our fans and even for us at times, on our own expectations is, we're not the only ones after these guys. There's going to be a handful of other teams out there that, feel like they have a good window to be able to compete by just adding a couple pieces here and there. So I'm right there with you, Rod. The ideal scenario would be that Trevor decides to come back. And then you're focused on a smaller number, and that's, you hopefully just your interior offensive lineman.
And he's going to test really well whenever he decides to go out too.
Yeah.
He's such a freak athlete overall. I was looking at ESPN. They put out 4 of their draft analysts, Mel Kiper included, also Matt Miller, Jordan Reed's one of those guys too. How many they basically ranked their top 5 guys potentially that would be coming out in the NFL draft. Among the tackles, Trevor Goosby was ranked in the top 5 of 2 of those 4. Not Kiper though. Matt Miller had him 3. Reed had him 4. So just to give you, so it's kind of the 50. Literally, Jerry talked about it. He said he brought up the 50-50 term. It does seem like whether he's going to being drafted in the top 2 rounds right now is 50-50. I do think he would test amazingly, though. Like, I think he would test really well. The film, that's a different discussion altogether. Film probably better toward the end of the season than the beginning, or we'll see if there was a linear trajectory. That's also something scouts will be looking at. They'll dive deep into it. All right, let's get some of the super chats. Appreciate you guys being patient with us. First super chat of the day is from Lou1949. Said, if playoffs for next year don't expand by January 23rd, Ohio State is a must win. Our only major home game with every other key matchup on the road or neutral. Oh, that's interesting looking at the schedule. Do we feel like, I know we don't exactly know what the teams are going to be, but do you need to go 11? What is your margin for error? 2 losses seems to be, if you get to double-digit wins, the committee, a team in the SEC, that you're good. But like I said, we don't know what's going to happen nationally. What is your margin for error with this schedule? I feel like that's a tough schedule. I feel like it's a tough schedule.
Kidding? I mean, it's the toughest schedule Texas has had to date.
I feel like
that I can remember. I mean, they've got 4 teams that are in the college football playoff right now.
Yeah,
A third of the games are against college football playoff teams, top 12 teams in the country, and then you add going on the road to LSU, going on the road to Tennessee. Those teams are not without talent. Florida beat you last year in Gainesville.
Yep.
I mean, look, that it's the toughest schedule Texas has ever had. From a I want to say this the right way, from a viewpoint today. That could change 9 months down the road when they start playing, right? If somebody loses somebody to the portal, or there's a quarterback that goes down that's really good. But on the surface, this is the toughest schedule I've ever seen Texas have. Period.
To this point, though, it does it make Ohio State a must win?
Yes. If it doesn't go to 20, if they don't expand to 2023 to 16 teams by January 23rd, it absolutely is a must win. You think you're going to get through this schedule with only 1 loss?
No way.
And we talked about this.
No way.
Yeah, we talked about this some too, Bobby, last night. But, when you look at how it lays out, you got your first 4 games, then you get your bye, and then it's 8 straight SEC games, right? So, I mean, to your point, like, that's a different type of gauntlet. There's no 2 byes now when, we move to the 9-game SEC schedule. So, by the end of the year, everybody's banged up. You want to make sure you have front-loaded as many wins as possible, so that would be inclusive of that Ohio State game.
Your only saving grace really is that there's going to be a lot of new quarterbacks, I think, on this schedule. For a lot of big-time matchups you have. You get like 4 new head coaches, but he's going to have a new guy, right? Florida, we don't know what's going on in Florida. All right, I don't know, but could Ole Miss, Trinidad, does he stay in Chambliss? So you try to follow LSU. We know what Lane Kiffin's going to bring in a guy. Mississippi State, Blake Shapen was a senior. Bo Prabilla, I believe, was also a senior. LSU, see what they bring to the table. I do like that backup with the Camario, I believe was his name, for Mississippi State, who came in and got some time. Marcel Reed's coming back. That to help you with kind of the, I don't know, to give you some type of, if you're a Longhorn fan, to give you some type of good feeling optimism about that stretch you're talking about there, Marcus. I do believe you're going to play a lot of new quarterbacks in new systems. Oklahoma's going to have a new guy. That's the only thing I can give to you, pretty much, because it's a tough stretch.
Will Oklahoma necessarily have a new guy? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, you're right. Maybe we don't know. Maybe right? Is Montero? I think he's. Is he?
I think he would come back.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the point. Yeah, to your point though, Rod.
Maybe So okay, that would be good for them anyway.
I do think Julian Sayin is a big name coming back, obviously, for Ohio State. Tennessee had a potent offense at times this year, but that quarterback is done. Mateer, I think, can come back, but the OU offense hasn't been the issue for anybody, really.
That's true.
It's not the OU offense that gives people fits, even when Mateer's healthy. Florida, DJ Lagway has just been a shell of his.
I guess you want Lagway back, don't you?
I mean, look, is John Summerall even going to try to keep Derek Lagway, or is he going to end up at some place like University of Houston?
That's true.
As a transfer, he may have his own druthers at quarterback. Trinidad Chambliss is likely transferring to LSU based on what we're hearing. I mean, I think it's a hodgepodge. I just think it's such a tough schedule. I mean, I know people are saying, "Oh, well, not really." They got to look. It's 9 SEC games.
Yep.
There's no San Jose State in here. There's no UTEP in here. UTSA and Texas State are not walkovers. I mean, they are not.
The bowl teams.
Yes.
They're bowl teams.
This is a strong schedule, in my opinion. Plus, you play that November gauntlet, 3 games on the road.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Big game for Sark too, that Ohio State game, to your point, Lou, because of they'll likely be a top 5 team going into that game. Who knows? Could be a 2-time defending champ going into that game. Who knows how it's going to work out? Sark hasn't fared well versus top 5 teams, those type of teams. There'll be likely a top 5 matchup looking at it. I think he's 1-7, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Thank you for the super chat. Next super chat is from Slick Rick. Thank you, Slick Rick. Says he's talking to Jerry here. Jerry is out. We appreciate Jerry stayed on for a little bit. But said, Jerry, if I put a larger super chat, will you burn the witch alive right now? Be honest. Jerry's a conspiracy theorist. We were talking earlier about the coaching carousel. I don't know if you heard, Marcus, but Kyle Whittingham has it was reported that he was moving on, and then Pete Thamel said, yeah, maybe moving on, but doesn't mean he's gonna retire and he might want to coach somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the drama in college football never ends. So that's another added name to the coaching carousel. So Jerry put on his conspiracy theory hat about that a little bit. Jeff here with a super chat. Thank you, Jeff. Says, Rob, people are tuned in to the college football playoff drama via social media. That is also true. I didn't think about that. You're right. That's also the Notre Dame stuff. And a lot of people thought they used Notre Dame basically as a character in their plot to try to, the storyline, get Notre Dame in there, think about them, and then boom, they're obviously not letting them in the playoff, and then Notre Dame deciding, oh, you know what, we're gonna opt out of the bowl game. That's more drama, and people like the drama, man. They like it. It's people want to see it play out. I mean, Texas still was one of the most watched teams. What are they, the second or third most watched team in college football?
Top 4, I think. Ohio State had three of the top 4 games, by the way.
Texas was the second most watched college football team in the country. And half the damn year, it was about drama, about Arch. Oh, Arch is underachieving. Arch is terrible. Look at Texas. They can't run the – I mean, Texas had a down year. It's because I think Bobby's right. People like – if it bleeds, it leads. People are liking the drama in college football. It may not be healthy for the sport, but people are watching the car crash. And they're enjoying it.
Yeah.
They're enjoying it.
Nobody's looking away, that's for sure.
Exactly. People are watching it. So
I don't say that while Marcus is in a car, by the way.
Hey, I'm not moving. I'm fully stationary. We're good. We're good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. All right. Rocky here says coaching carousel gonna be better than the college football playoff. I hope not. There's a chance for that though, with you got 2 G5 teams in there. The first round may not have a lot of drama, may not have as much drama as you like. That's possible. I agree with that. No doubt about that. All right. How about this one from @J_Soa says, we need to get Scudero from San Jose. The receiver?
Yeah.
I remember him. He made an impression. See, everybody remembers him. Everybody remembers that. Like, hey, he made an impression.
He's still playing. He feels like one of those guys that's like been in college for forever.
I agree.
Or am I just like making this up?
No. I think
He had 80 some odd catches this past year. I think it was. What's the total? 88 receptions.
Oh, he's entering the portal.
Oh, yeah. So he is in the portal. Okay.
Yeah. Right. He announced that today. Look, I think that Texas could take a receiver in the portal. I also think it somewhat depends on who returns for Texas. Yeah. Texas has Parker Livingston, Ryan Wingo, DeAndre Moore, and Emmett Mosley returning. I don't know that all 4 are going to return. Dalen McCutcheon is 5th right now. I'm looking at it from a standpoint, I don't know about y'all, but it feels like Texas may have one too many top-line guys right now in their own estimation, in their own mind, that may look to go either to the NFL in DeAndre Moore's situation or even to the portal. So we'll have to see. But the young man from San Jose State certainly can play football for just about anybody in the country, period.
Yeah.
I like his game, though. No, I mean, he gave Texas fits. Ain't no doubt about that. I mean, the dude can go. All right, Thunder Pup, thank you for the super chat. I do not see a question attached to it. If you have one, throw it out there. I'm sure my man Matthew will track it down for you. But we appreciate the super chat, no doubt about that. Thank you so much. All right, Ed. Brad Chesney here says, thanks for the great content, boys. KJ, my wife, thinks I have an OTF addiction. Can you handicap Malachi Lee to Texas? Thank you, Brad, and thank Wifey for us too. I meet a lot of guys listen to the shows with their wives, like out and about. And then I apologize to the women. I was like, I'm sorry. And we taking them away. And then most women are like, it's off season. How y'all still talking football? It's like, well, there's recruiting, and then there's off season moves, and there's spring football. I have to explain to the ladies, like, there's different seasons of football outside of the season of football. They don't like that, but I just do the same thing with my wife. But thank you very much, Brad. We appreciate it. Bobby, how about you? You got a handicap on Malachi Lee to Texas with all the drama going on with Michigan?
Yeah, absolutely. And first of all, I know Brad a little bit and his wife, KJ. She's right. He does have an OTF addiction. But there are worse addictions in life. I'll put it that way.
There you go.
There we go. Hey, Malachi Lee. So here's the down low on that right now. Texas can't reach out to him because he signed a letter of intent. So he has to ask for a release and obtain a release before Texas can reach out. Now, that being said, there are agents in these days and times that do reaching out on behalf of players, et cetera. As of early Friday morning, there had been no contact there. Doesn't mean that by 3 o'clock this afternoon or 4 o'clock this afternoon, that hasn't changed. But Brad, so handicapping it right now, I think it's too early to tell. As of this morning, it didn't seem like there was movement, but as the day went on today, I think another offensive lineman put their name or got their release from Michigan. A tight end got their release from Michigan. So those sorts of things could be coming along. And I will say this, Sharon Moore recruited all those offensive linemen personally because he's a former offensive lineman and he is a big tie, particularly that position. So does Malachi Lee? I want to say this. I don't know that Malachi Lee automatically goes to Texas if he asks out either.
Right.
It could be a re-recruitment situation. We don't know yet. We don't know yet, Brad.
Well, and it's funny in all these situations, Bobby, right as we were wrapping up last night, Coach Shipley was asking about, how that works for those guys, right? And as soon as we got off the stream, I shot him, Rod, and Matthew a text of the tight end that, got released from his deal.
Yeah.
Did you see where he ended up going today?
No.
Texas Tech.
Oh!
So he's already committed to Texas Tech.
I love
Got
it.
released last night and is already committed to Texas Tech.
I mean, like I said, this is what Texas Tech, what they've done successfully is they have guys waiting on the Tech offer. When you're a big time transfer, you're like, let's see what that Tech offer is. I got to see what it is, see what they coming in. Because you know what I mean, in terms of the money and NIL, that's why I'll give them a lot of credit in recruiting. That's because you just want to have that to compare to everybody else. Because apparently, at least the word on the street is the rumor, conjecture. All right, it ain't fact yet anyway, and nobody's fact checked it. But is that they pay a lot of money, and they've admitted they pay extra for people to come to West Texas. They've admitted that.
Oh yeah.
They said no, we do have to pay extra money to get guys to want to come, and athletes period to want to come live in West Texas. So. Smart move, man. Smart move. Good for them. All right. Let's get back to it. B-Man 77 says Scudero is him. Hey, he's cold. Hey, we'll see if Texas Tech offers. See if he ends up as a Red Raider. Trying to relive the Wes Welker days. All right, Bobby, before we move on, answer a couple more questions before we end things. Would you do us a favor and thank one of our sponsors, our good friends over at Vaughn Lane? I love Vaughn Lane, and I'm telling you, for the holidays, you will too if you give it a try.
Yeah, as the holidays draw near, travel season is officially here. But it doesn't have to be stressful. If you're heading to Austin for Christmas, New Year's, or just this weekend on a last-minute trip, Vaughn Lane makes getting there easy. No TSA lines at the airport, no fighting traffic in your own car. Instead, you'll board in minutes at a hotel terminal located just minutes from your destination and settle into one of just 22 oversized seats. More space, more comfort, no crowds. Enjoy Wi-Fi, snacks, beverages, hot towel service on every trip. And on select routes, savor complimentary meal service delivered right to your seat. Vaughn Lane takes the grind out of regional travel so you can focus on what really matters, the people and experiences waiting at the end of the ride. Book today at vonlane.com. Use code OTF25 for $20 off your first ride. Again, don't let the trip be stressful. Use Von Lane, now serving Austin, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, Plano, the Woodlands, Nashville, Memphis, Atlanta, and Knoxville. No pressure, no stress. Von Lane, your private jet on wheels.
Thank you, Bobby, and thank you to Von Lane. Also, let's thank our friends over at SeatGeek while we have a minute here. Thank you to SeatGeek as well for being sponsors of On Texas Football. If you're looking for tickets to actually the NBA season starting up, got these bowl games that are about to happen as well. College football playoffs. The World Cup is coming up on the horizon as well. You got still some NFL games, NFL playoffs. If you're looking for the best deal on the best tickets, our friends over at SeatGeek can help you out. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. And folks, they make it easy for you to find the value, right? So their tickets are graded on a scale of 1 to 10. So if you're getting a good deal, they make it easy. Green means good, red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And right now, our friends are giving our OTF family great discount. If you use the discount code right there, you see it on your screen, OTF10, you'll get 10% off your next set of tickets with SeatGeek. That's 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek by using the discount code OTF10. So we appreciate our friends over at SeatGeek, and you will as well. So make sure to click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you very much to our friends over at SeatGeek. All right, let's hit a couple of questions here. How about this one from MJF206, who also says, I'm headed to Oahu next week to see my Army son based there. Should I kidnap Malachi Lee on the way back? He wants to know. He wants to know, is Andre Kojo expected to return at full health and start? That's a good question, considering all the questions on the line.
Yeah, I mean, look, what does Nick Brooks look like with a year in the program as well? We've heard really good things on Jackson Christian, Jonah Coleman, Jordan Coleman as well. I good luck kidnapping Malachi Lee, though, because I don't know where you're going to put him and actually not be in sight. I mean, he is an enormous human being. I don't think he fits in the trunk of a car. I'll put it that way. Like, I don't think he's getting in, so I don't know how you're going to kidnap him. As far as Kojo is concerned, I've heard that he's doing well, actually, on his comeback. And wishing him nothing but the best. Really entered Texas very early. I think he was 16, or he was first week at Texas, he may have been 16 and then turned 17. And so he graduated almost a full year early, and physically they were really, really happy with his development over the last year. And they thought he was going to give Brandon Baker a run, and then the injury preseason. So there's some thought there that he may play a role in the line next year. Absolutely.
All right. Thanks for that, Bobby. Another quick question here. I like this one. I'm going to throw this one at you, Marcus, because I brought this up actually on one of the shows. Cisco says, with Texas losing one of the bye weeks with the 9-game conference schedule now, do you see them possibly moving one of the non-conference scheduled games towards the end of the season to use it as a bye week? I agree. Schedule a little hush puppy. You know what I mean? Some little cupcake down there. SEC teams do it now. We see them. What are your thoughts on that, Marcus? I don't know when and how that could happen, but I like the idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be wise, if we've seen other people do it. There's nothing that says we can't. I don't see why, you wouldn't want to. The only thing with it is just some of the things that we've seen some of the other SEC schools do. We don't tend to have a penchant to do it in the same manner. And I don't know if that's, CDC, wanting to maintain a specific standard that, he measures him and his coaches and programs to, not necessarily to anybody else. That being said, if you could set that aside, it would certainly make sense, to do it. It's right in line with what every other major SEC school does. So, it would be, worth it exploring at least.
Texas is there's two things to consider or contemplate here. Is one, could you even move a UTSA to back then? Not just any old school like Sam Houston this year or San Jose State, but there's two things that are non-starters, I think, for the athletic department. One is playing a true, you called him a hush puppy. I like that one. Texas will not play a non-FBS team.
Okay.
They won't schedule anybody that's a division, what used to be Division II or 1AA. Like Yale and Harvard aren't coming to Austin. Okay. Neither is Tarleton State or
That's what I was going to say. Tarleton State.
yeah, they're not coming to Austin. That's kind of a non-starter for the athletic department and has been for decades in modern history at least. That's part one. Part two is, you got to give the SEC an understanding of what your schedule is ahead of time. Mm-hmm. And Texas, because they came from the Big 12 where you front loaded all your early teams and then played a 9-game schedule on the back end with conference, Texas already has all these early games scheduled. So when Texas says, okay, here's my non-conference schedule, Mr. Sankey, the conference commissioner, please, spit me out a conference schedule. Some of that is already decided because contracts that Texas already had with Texas State, with UTSA, right? I think you might see a change in that 3 years from now when that second set or the next set of 4-year agreements come into play for Texas and the SEC.
Okay. I like that. Another question here from Bob. Thank you, Bob. Do we think injuries may return? This is good. What are your thoughts about this is an interesting conversation because I'll look the same tight end rankings I just gave you guys. I told you about Matt Miller and Mel Kiper and Jordan Reed. They had their different rankings of different positions. At tight end, Matt Miller had Jack Andrews as the 5th tight end. Jordan Reed had him as the 4th tight end, I believe, in their rankings. And I don't know if Mel Kiper, I'm not sure if he had injuries listed or not. But I just throwing it out there. He's in the conversation. Top 5.
Yeah, so long story short, I talked to someone close to this situation or texted with them earlier this week. I think it's a TBD, to be determined.
Okay.
Situation. He is expected to play in the Cheez-It Bowl against Michigan. So he's not opting out any of that. He's been practicing all week. He was expected to have a meeting with Texas at some point and get all the data points, not just from Texas, but also from, the NFL draft folks and all this other stuff. So look, there are a couple guys like that, and Jack Andrews is one of those where we'll see what he decides to do. Are there things he can work on? I think he believes there are. Are there things that he might be better off going ahead and going pro? If he's ranked that highly, maybe so. We'll have to wait and see what that means. And what is
it? What is it they do now? Like Bobby, Rod, y'all probably know this better than I do. I know it used to be at one point it was a specific grade. Now is it just first or
second? It's first, second, and go back to school, I think.
Got it. Okay.
I don't know the exact what they do anymore, Marcus. Rod,
that was the last. Right, they may have changed it because since the last time I heard, it was first, second, or go back to school. Those were the advice when you put your name in to get counsel on what your status is. First, second, and go back to school.
I'm gonna reach out to Rod and Frank
from the NFL.
I'm gonna reach out to Rod and Frank. Rod, you hit up Kyle and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you're right. You can reach out. Those guys, they definitely would know. But I said last time. And by the way, to update you on Mel Kiper said this is at the end of his write-up. He actually had a little write-up on Jack Andrews after the A&M game because he was so impressive. He said, I really think Andrews could go in the 3rd or 4th round in April. So Kiper said he'd go in the 3rd or 4th round. Matt Miller and Jordan Reed both had him in the top 5 of their tight ends. So he's got a decision to make. He does. All right. Before we'll get ready to close this thing out. Got a couple of more shout outs we'll get to. Bobby, could you do us a favor and mention our lead sponsor one more time? This is not open. This is not open yet. It will be.
Yet.
I was going to say, I'm getting ready to do one. It's Friday afternoon. It's garage beer time. Garage beer light and lime with 95 calories, 3 grams of carbs, and only 4% ABV. It is beer flavored beer. This is beer the way it should be, cold, crisp, and easy. That's garage beer. Absolutely no gimmicks. It's beer flavored beer. And I can tell you, it tastes pretty darn good going down on a Friday afternoon. Got nothing else to do. That's going to be me in about 10 minutes here.
I was going to say, it's exactly. We're counting down. All right, a couple of quick shout outs before we get out of here. Shout out to Sandman. Sandman says, On Texas Football, found out earlier today I was accepted into the UT McCombs MBA program. I'm going for my 3rd degree from UT. Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Yes, I'm not really using my other 2 degrees. Pray for me. No, I love higher education. Beautiful.
That's
Sandman.
awesome.
That's a beautiful thing. You are, oh man, you're like 3 times family and doing that. We love it. All right. Thank you. And congratulations, Sandman. Congratulations. Thanks for sharing that. That's great. Also, speaking of sharing, evil _7 says, my daughter, 9-year-old daughter, did the OTF intro in Bobby's voice the other day. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that your daughter is
train up a child the way they should go.
One of these days, somebody's going to yell boom in somebody's ear and, cause a wreck.
There you go. I love it. Thank you, Eve. We appreciate that. Okay, we got a couple of super chats before we get out of here. Catch the Wave says, how do insurance policies and NIL work for college players who have NFL potential but choose to come back for another season? For example, Goosby. Ooh, that is a good question. I'm not sure how the insurance. You're talking about the insurance policies like that they take out on like their body, like literally like if I get hurt, I get $5 million, whatever it is.
Whoa! There we go. Breaking news.
Well, there it is.
Breaking news. Jabbar Jaluk is the new running back coach at the University of Texas. Good job. We were on top of this. Matt, could you please do us a favor? We have a welcome to Texas video that we're getting ready to post. we have to know a little bit about this. So, Matt, we have a separate video coming out for you guys here in just a few minutes. But former Florida running back coach Rod Babers and Marcus Myers, long-term ties to the New Orleans area, was a former head coach at multiple high schools in New Orleans, also recruited the Houston area. He recruited DJ Lagway to Florida. So he's got he recruited Trevor Etienne as a running back to Florida initially. He also recruited Jaden Ball to Florida as a running back. Nice hits. Nice lick here for the Longhorns. He had been, I was told he was at practice this week, by the way. So this is odd for us because Sark usually takes more time. This one, I think he had lined up almost before he perhaps let go of Chad Scott.
Wow.
Yep.
Could have made that move with this one in mind. Not sure, but not off the reservation to say that.
Oh man, that's now I'm thinking about Ball. Now I'm greedy. I'm getting greedy.
That's gonna run rampant now. I'm sure the chat is fired up about that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's good. He's a damn good coach.
I will say, I was pretty firmly of the opinion that there was no shot in that Ball's coming this way. But now that his coach here, you gotta say it's on the table, right? Like at least make him say no.
Yeah, it's got to be. And so I think that's what Longhorn fans are thinking about. First thing that popped into my head. But like I said, I do like the hire. I mean, he's obviously a proven commodity at the running back coach and has ties in Louisiana, ties to Texas. Like, wasn't he Texas Tech back in the day?
He did Tech for a year.
Yeah, so got some Texas ties in there, Louisiana. So, I mean, his guy can go. That's a hell of a hire. All right, yeah. Go get Jaden Ball now. Texas, now you got the coach, I'm with Marcus on that. Try to go get the guy. We've seen him as you don't need to evaluate him. You got the inside scoop on him, and you see him play against you. So,
yeah.
All right. There you
Rob
go.
was asking, when can he start? Today is your answer.
There we
Today.
go.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's big. All right. Sorry, catch the way right in between while we're answering your question. That news broke. We apologize about that. I'm not sure about the insurance policies, but only a few guys are even worthy of those. I mean,
Yeah.
I was a 4th round pick. It wasn't even discussion. So you're talking about only guys who are in the conversation to be a 1st round pick. So it's pretty about 3 guys on your team that are in that conversation. I imagine Arch, Colin Simmons, Goosby. And that's maybe it.
That's
Might
probably
be.
it.
I don't know if anybody else is in that conversation. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody else, but right now those are your guys that are.
Colin.
Yeah.
I know he can't come out, but I'm sure there's somebody that'll insure him.
Exactly. As I'm saying, like he's in that. It's him, Arch, and Goosby right now. Yeah. You'd love to be in that conversation. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I want to. Can I do something real quick? Can I?
Go out there.
This is why you want to be a subscriber to ontexasfootball.com, because we mentioned this at around 11:30 or so today, before or 12 o'clock, before anybody else came out with any news on it. And we said we're hearing something could go down. That's why you want to follow the message boards too, and what we have on the site. Use promo code OTFOG for a annual subscription to On Texas Football.
Boom. I love it. Good stuff there, guys. All right. We got another super chat here. Way off topic, and that's what super chats are all about. DMX Kobe says, is Jim Tressel still coaching? He was good at Ohio State.
I think he's the AD at Youngstown State right now.
I think he's like I want to say he's like isn't he like the I don't know, maybe I'm way off about this. Didn't Jim Tressel get into politics?
Ooh.
I want to say he's like a lieutenant governor.
Did he change and do that?
I want to say he might be a lieutenant
I Googled it real
quick,
Rod, and the first thing that came up is an American politician.
Am I the wrong? Am I talking about the wrong guy?
You're right.
No, you're right.
You're right.
I want to say he's a lieutenant governor. He's thinking about running for governor. Like, I'm serious. Like, he's thinking about running for governor. College football has been a bit of a platform now for some guys trying to get into politics. I believe that's the same. He's thinking about getting into like big time politics, like sell your soul politics. Nothing against politicians on either side. They all had to sell their soul. Y'all know that to get into that business. I ain't talking about no conspiracy theory and Q. I'm just talking about you got to agree to some dirty stuff to get into politics. We all know that, and we don't want to do it. That's why we vote for people to do that kind of stuff, because we're not going to do it. So I think I believe he's trying to get elected governor. He's done with coaching football. Yeah.
He was the AD at Youngstown State until 2023. And Rod, you're right. I didn't know that he'd went into politics. Tommy Tuberville, Alabama senator, into politics as well.
I always told Mac Brown he could win any election in Texas if he really wanted to run, but Mac don't want to sell his soul.
We sold it to the college football gods a long time ago.
That's fair. That's also fair. All right. Thank you guys for all the super chats, and thanks for all the participation. Really appreciate it. Great show. Thank you, Marcus, for taking the time.
Yeah, no doubt.
We appreciate you. Be safe, please, on the road.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Every one of you guys out there. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate all the expertise and knowledge. Thanks to Jerry as well. Always dropping those great nuggets. He said, last thing he said was, felt good. He felt that it was more than a 50% chance that Goosby will be coming back. That's also good news for the Longhorns. That comes from fruition. So appreciate Matthew behind the scenes. He's a real MVP, twisting and tweaking Dallas. Nobody does it better. For Matthew and for Jerry and for Bobby and for Marcus, I'm Lifetime Longhorn Rod Babers. Until next time, hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em.
Welcome.